If you're new to matrices, then this is the right course for you. So this will take you through the basics of matrices. So let's proceed. Matrix is nothing but a representation of numbers in rows and columns. So let's have a rectangular shape, rows and column, numbers plotted. So here you can see we have the numbers 5, 4 and 1 in row 1 and 6, 2 and 8 in row 2. So this also has columns 5 and 6 or column 1, 4 and 2 or column 2, 1 and 8 or column 3. So this representation of numbers in rows and columns is called matrix. Now we can identify this matrix with an alphabet. So let's identify it as an alphabet A. And also this has 2 rows and 3 columns. So we can call this as a matrix of 2 by 3. So the representation is written with capital A in brackets. That shows it's a matrix with m times n, which is m number of rows, n number of columns. So we can write the matrix A as a 2 by 3 matrix. Now let's try and identify items which are inside this matrix. Let's identify an item which is in row 1 and in column 2. So our row 1 is this and our column 2 is this. So what item falls in row 1 and column 2? You can see it's this item 4. So we can represent this 4 as A, I, J, where I is the row in which it falls and J is the column in which it falls. So here I will be 1 and J will be 2 in row 1, column 2. So this is how you represent the elements inside a matrix. Illustration is the best way to learn. So let us take this illustration of students and subjects with their marks. So we have 3 students, A, B and C in this chart that you can see here. And you also have the subjects math, chemistry, physics, geography and history. So we have their marks in each of the boxes inside. So let's put them as a matrix form. So let's start to write their numbers in. 90, 50, 90, 60, 70, 100, 80, 80, 40, 80, 90, 60, 70, 70 and 90. So here we can see that our rows represent the students. I'll write in short form, the students. And our columns represent the subjects. To be more specific, column 1 would represent math, and column 2 would represent chemistry and so on. Similarly, the row 1 will represent student A and his marks. So let's look at how we can identify an element inside here. So we have row 1, row 2 and row 3. And you also have column 1, 2 3, 4, and 5. So if you pick an element which is in row 2 and column 4, what element that would be? Row 2 and column 4 would be our 40. So 40 is the element which is, we can call this as small a, 2 and 4. Next, let's see how to generalize the matrix. So this is a general form of a matrix with n rows and m columns. So we have this matrix A, which has n number of rows and it has m number of columns. So matrix A is written as a matrix that contains elements inside which are A, I, J, where the A, I, which is I, runs from 1 to m and J runs from 1 to n. In other words, we can write each of the element inside as A11, A12, which you can see here very clearly, and the first number is the row and the second number is the column. So in simple, you can say that I ranges from 1 up to m and J ranges from 1 up to n. The order m by n that we write a matrix m by n is called the order or size of the matrix. So let's see the matrix A, which is here, the first one. So this has 3 rows and 3 columns. So this matrix can be written as A is equal to matrix which has components A, I, J, and its dimension is 3 by 3. So similarly, we can write for B is equal to, and we'll call each element as small b, I, J, and can you tell me how many rows and columns it has? Yes, you have 3 rows and you have 4 columns. And let's try the last one, C. So C can be written as C, I, J, close bracket. Now tell me how many rows does it have? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you put the 4 down here. Times how many columns does it have? 1, 2, 3. So 3 columns. So this brings us to a quick introduction into matrix of representing numbers in rectangular form and how we can define them as an order and how we can represent each element inside by Aij and M and M. So in the next video, we will see the types of matrices.